everyone, welcome back. Of course, I hope you're already in for some new DIY inspiration. If you're new here and you see me for the first time, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. I keep it short. On this channel you will find seasonal DIYs and daily decor DIYs, so enough to see. Do you want to see even more DIYs? Come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for our DIY channels, so go check it out. And if you like this content, of course, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, because subscribing doesn't cost you anything, and give me a thumbs up. Enough talking for today. I'm going to take out my tumbling tile blocks again. Of course, I hope you join me, and if you're only here for watching, of course, have fun watching. For this DIY we are going to use, of course, our tumbling tile blocks, and I'm going to use for this DIY the smaller tumbling tile blocks. You can buy them at Dollar Tree. At least I hear that the Dollar Tree has the smaller blocks, so we are going to use that one. We are going to use some furniture wax just from an easy brand, some wood glue, our glue gun, some glue sticks and a brush, and these are the main pieces we need for this DIY. And what we're going to make is again an experiment. I have really no idea how this will turn out, but I have that most of the time of my DIYs. I have no idea how they will turn out, but of course we are going to make an English telephone booth, so we will see how this will look like. Before we're going to do the bottom of our telephone booth, of course we are going to do the sides, because I want to make sure that I have first the sides before I'm going to make my bottom, that I have them big enough. So we are going to start very easy. Just do a little bit of glue on the top and we are going to squeeze them. I have to get used to a little bit like this size of blocks, because I'm going to do always with the bigger one. So for me this is a little bit different. Like this, and this is already one. We are going to make another one, and this is number 2, and remove the glue immediately, and we're going to do another one, and this will be number 3. I must say, from the smaller blocks the sizes are much better than I have the sizes from the bigger blocks, because they are so not correct, because most of the time I have so many different kind of blocks in one piece. So you see, I'm going to glue this one. Now we already have the first start of this side. What I'm going to do is very easy. I'm going to take one block and again some glue on the top, and I'm going to glue it on this side, and this way we are going to glue one on this side, and again try to get it as even as you can. And we are going to do one, and we are going to do in the middle of these two, so one over here and one over here, like this. This is already one, and we are going to do the other one, and then if everything is correct we get 3 windows. You see, 1, 2, 3. So this is already the first start of the base, and at least if I get it off my table, yes, here it is. So I can show it to you. This is already the first part, at least the bottom part, and I feel already some glue, so I'm going to buzz it up and get it out. And now we're going to build further. What we're going to do again, which is so easy, just do some glue on the top. You can glue them together like this, and we do again on the top, and we are going to glue this one also together, and we get it off. We move our glue, because or else it doesn't fit on the side. So what I'm going to do, it's very easy. Just do some glue over here, and over here, and lay your 3 pieces like this against each other. This way, squeeze it and press it down, and keep it in place until your glue is dried up, and like this. And you see, now you already get another piece, and now we're going to build it up and up, and until we have 6 high. So it is a very high. It is not a very high English telephone booth, but I think 6 windows on top. I hope that it is not too big. So, but we will see how this is. So the next step is very easy. Just do some glue on the top, and again place it over here, just like this, and remove your glue again. We're going to do another one, and of course, if this is boring you, I totally understand, and just go ahead and skip forward and do look what you want to look of this DIY. But of course, I really hope you are doing this together with me, and so we can do it step by step. And we are going to place this one over here, and I was already counting down. I don't going to do 6 high because that is really much too high to fit in to your decor. So I'm going to go for 4 high, and again this one. And now we're going to do 3 blocks. We are going to glue them together like this, and the third one, and again glue it together and remove your glue again. And this is just a little more work because it is very time consuming. At least I don't know how you call it. At least it takes a little bit of your time. Again, do some glue. If you get your DIY of your table like me, do some glue on this side, on this top, on this top, and this top. And I will do this one still together with you, but then we're going to do, and we are going to press it down like this. And I'm going to do the other two out of camera, at least a little bit faster. You see, now we already have almost one frame finished, but I'm going to do on the top side, I'm going to get again 3 blocks like this, the same like we have on the bottom, and again number 3. And I do it with some glue from my glue gun because this is working faster. But of course, normally I would do it with some wood glue because that is much more sturdier than this wood from your glue gun, because this is really not the greatest to work with, but of course it works fast. Like this, I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to glue it on the top of our frame. Just keep it down and press it down this way. Now we have the same like we have on the bottom. So this is very easy. I have to show it to you. I go backwards. This is better this way. I'm going to make 3 of them, and then we're going to do the 4 side, but we are going to do that a little different. You see here I have my 3 panels. This will be the front side and 2 of the sides, and the back side we are going to make totally with blocks, because I want to have a nice sturdy background, and on that background will be a telephone because it is a telephone booth. So of course we have our 3 panels. We are going to lay it beside, and we are going to make 1 block of 3, but of course it won't be 3, it will be a little bit more than 3. This will be, if I do it in the fast forward, maybe then it will be very easy and fast, but of course I make 3 of this one. And what I'm going to do, this is the base, but I'm going to build 19 of 3 above. So we are just going to build it up and up and up like this, and we're going to go for 19 high. And you see, we have our front, our back, our sides. And what we're going to do right now, first we're going to make a bottom. The bottom from our telephone booth will be a row of 10. So it's very easy, just lay them beside each other, 10 pieces, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So very easy, just do a row of 10 like this. And you also can do, like I said, I'm doing with some glue, this glue, but you can also do it with your glue of your. I'm going to place it against each other, and we're going to do the next one. And again, squeeze it and press it down. And number 4, and just glue them together. It's so easy. Make sure that you have a straight line. And number 5. And we are going for number 6. And this will be number 6. I am sorry it takes a little bit more of your blocks because I use the smaller blocks, so you have more blocks needed. So I think I have 2 or 3 packages, but I'm sorry. So I know it is a little bit more blocks than we normally use for our DIYs, but at the end we will see how our telephone booth is looking like and if it is worth it to use three boxes of blocks. And you see, this is a number 10. We have a row of 10 and we are going to make 4 rows of 10 for the bottom. You see, we have our bottom is finished, just 4 rows of 10. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make under the rows little feet. I'm going to do it this way. Just do some glue on the top of your block. Place this one against this way. I will show it to you in a moment. It's better that I explain it to you in English. So just like this, just a nice hook. And we are going to glue this on here. I have to look where my surface is the flattest because I use that on the top. So I'm going to do this one, just do some glue on this way, and we're going to place it in this corner like this. Now we're going to take a second one, just do some glue on the top, and we're going to place this one over here. Squeeze it, press it down. And you see already, I made already my first mistake. You see what I did? I did it in the flat way, and of course I should have done it standing up. So you see, this is also things that go wrong in your DIYing, and I always love to show you everything what is going with a DIY, and that can also be a mistake. I am going to do it this side, and again some glue, and over here on this, and we're going to place it in the same direction like we did with this one, like this. Yep. And now we're going to turn it over. We're going to repeat the same on the top, lay it this way, and we're going to make another hook, this, and I'm going to refill my glue because he is already finished, and I'm going to do the same side over here this way, and I'm going to do some glue. And if you have little beads as feet is also fine. Do whatever you think is right. This is just my idea, but you don't have to do it. I'm just doing the top again, and I'm going to place this one against it and this way. And I'm going to do again the wider side over here. So I'm going to glue this part and this part, and I'm going to lay it against each other on the same height like this, and remove the glue we don't need. So if we are going to paint it or wax it, just whatever you think your telephone booth has to look like. Then you don't have anything to do with the glue. So you see, this is our feet, and now you're going to see the sides. And I always love to show little feet. So this is already the bottom. Again, another piece finished. We are going to make again one part of 4 blocks of 10, and again 4 rows of 10 blocks. I placed it already on my table, 4 rows of 10. I'm going to glue them together. This will be for the top, and we are going to do this 2 times. So like I said, it takes a little bit more of your blocks. Judge at the end of the DIY how your telephone booth, how you think he's looking like, and if he's worth it to use a couple of boxes more for your blocks. Maybe he looks very nice in your decor. So let's wait until the end and see how our telephone booth is turned out. But it takes a little bit more blocks, like 1 packet. So I hope you don't mind. So, and we are going to glue all of them together, but of course I will do it a little bit faster. Top of our telephone, I just made the 2 pieces of 40 blocks, so 4 rows of 10. I'm going to lay that beside because this one will be coming a little bit higher, and in between we are going to make rows like this from 2 pieces of 11 blocks and 2 pieces of 8 blocks. So very easy. Again, we lay this apart, and we are going to make a row, 2 rows of 11 blocks. And of course we are going to do this a little bit faster. Now also we have our 4 pipe pieces which are going in between the 2 tops of the roof. We're just going to make them inside, and what we're going to do later, I'm going to make a tag over here with telephone on top of it, but you see that later. Now we have all parts of our telephone booth. What we're going to do right now, I'm going to try to make a little telephone which I can hang on the back side of our telephone. Then it looks even more like a real telephone booth. So I'm going to figure out how I make a cute telephone inside. So I just was playing around a little bit to make my telephone. It is a little bit bit hard for me, so bear with me. I think I come up with a telephone, a little bit of the old-fashioned telephone, which you can hang, of course, on the back side of our backside of the telephone booth. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do it very easily. You don't have to do it if you have a much better way to make a telephone. Of course, use your imagination and make one better than mine is, but I'm going to go for this one. So I'm going to do this one together with you, and like I said, you don't have to do it. I take 4 of those blocks, the same like we did use for the telephone booth. We are going to do 4 of them together like this, and just make a row of 4 and a row of like this, number 3, and we're going for number 4, and now we're going to make a second one with 4. But let me know if you have a much better way to make a nice cute a little telephone, but also from the tumbling tile blocks, because I want to keep everything in the same way. So I always try to make everything from the block. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to do the top, I'm going to do some glue, I'm going to glue this one together. And so we already have the back side, and later I will make a print with my numbers on top. So think the numbers already with it. Then we have 2 blocks of the same. We are going to do on the top side some glue, and we are glue this one together like this. And make sure you have it even, and I'm already under the glue, and I'm going to glue this in the middle. So I'm going to do some glue on the top of this one. I'm going to lay this one in the middle like this, and I'm going to get another block and I'm going to glue it on here. So just do some glue this way and just lay it in between and in the middle this way. Squeeze it and remove your glue. Now we have 2 half blocks like this, and I'm going to glue them together this way. So we get a nice little bundle from 2 little blocks this way. And I'm going to glue them against here. Just do some glue and place it over here. And I'm going to do with the other side the same. Some glue and glue it together this way. Make sure that you have it even. And I'm going to see again a second one, and I'm going to glue this one also in between here. Some glue on the side, and of course I did already the glue on the wrong side, I see already, so don't make the same mistake like I do. And I'm going to glue it, of course, against this one, and I'm removing the glue. And I'm now almost there. I take now 1 block, which is in half of a normal block this way, and I'm going to glue it over here, place it down and do it in the middle. And I take a little piece, this just a piece of scrap which was falling off, and I'm going to do some glue, and I'm going to place this one also in the middle of this one. And now, if you have a lot of imagination, you see already this is, in a moment it will turn out to a telephone, but we don't know, you never know if it will look like a telephone. I'm going to paint this in the black color, and then I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to make a little thread from here under here, from this way to this way, and I'm going to make a little tag to make it look like a telephone. But first I'm going to paint it black. I'm just using the black schoolboard paint. I always love painting with the black schoolboard paint, but you can choose any color you like. It is the color I like the most because it gives a nice matte finish. So I'm going to do every side except the back side, because he will be glued on the back side over here. So I will finish this off, and then we're going to do the next step. In the meantime, while our telephone is drying, I'm going to take a piece of my twine, and I think I'm going to measure out a little bit like this. I'm going for, I think, a centimeter of 30. I'm going to double it up 1 time, and I'm going to double it up a second time, and I'm going to make a knot on the end, very easy, like this. I'm just going to squeeze it, and I'm going to cut off the ending, and I'm going to cut off this piece. So I have to have a scissors, and you see already I have I have no scissors, so I'm going to take my scissors and we are going to cut it off. And yes, I found them, I have them here. Of course, I'm going to cut off really close to the knot like this, so you can glue it very easily on the telephone like this. You see, just a little top, and I'm going to go over, make a little turns like this, and I'm going to cut off the ending over here. And what you also can do, you also can make a nice, where you do with someone's hair. I don't know what it's called. Here in the Netherlands we say vlechten. So you just make your 3-piece and you just go one over the other, and this one over the other, this one over this one, like you normally do your hair. So I'm going to do that and do a knot on the back side. And you see, this is what you then get. You just make some little turns inside of it. Of course, I have to look it up how you call it in English, but like I said, here in the Netherlands we call it vlechten. You do it with your hair with 3 strings, and I think you already know what I mean. So I'm going to glue them when my paint is dry. I'm going to glue them on my telephone. So my telephone is dried up, at least what I think looks like, like a telephone. I'm going to do some glue on the top of my rope, and I do enough on each side around the knot like this, and I'm going to place this, of course, not on my kitchen towel, but like this, and I'm going to place it under here and squeeze it real hard and remove the glue like this, because I want to let it look like that our twine, or maybe just the thread of a telephone, is coming out. And I'm going to take the other side, I'm going to lay it next to each other like this, and I'm going to do some glue on this top of our this way, and I'm going to place it down, and I'm going to squeeze it over here, and I'm going to press it in here and keep it in place until it is dried up, and this way, and remove the glue, because you see already I'm under my glue. And this is, of course, we have to get it off the table, and this is already a first start of our telephone. Now I'm going to take you along to my computer, and I'm going to make a print for on top of here, and I'm going to make a print for the roof of our telephone booth. And here you see the prints I made. I made a couple of different ones, so I can choose which one I like. This is a little bit with some greenery, but I think I'm going for the black and white. And of course, some different sizes of our telephone, so at least the middle of the telephone. And then I hope it really looks a little bit like a telephone. But like I said, if you have a better way, just go ahead and do whatever you think is right. This is just the way I make a telephone from Tumbling tower blocks, because you have to... at least I'm going to try them from Tumbling tower blocks. So we are going to cut them out, and we are going to Mod Podge them on top of our blocks. I did cut out my picture of my telephone, at least the numbers, which you can always turn around, but I am not satisfied with it because I don't like it. That is just a picture on top of here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out this print and just around the round, and I'm going to glue the round on top of here, so not the whole picture but only the round. So I take my picture and I'm going to do some Mod Podge on the back side like this, and I'm going to try not to get it on the front, because like I always say, I love the matte finish, but of course you can do anything you like. So I'm going to lay it down this way, and I'm going to work my way around it like this, and I let this dry. So I did cut out the print with the telephone. I have my 2 smaller blocks for the roof and the 2 longer blocks. What I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to do the smaller ones in here and the bigger ones on top of here. So very easy, and here we make a nice square. Later we are going to make some wax and some square over it, but first I'm going to Mod Podge this on top of the ones with the 11 blocks and the 8 blocks, 8 blocks, 2 of 8. If everything is correct and you did it together with me, you have 2 of 8 and 2 of 11, and on that pieces you are going to do the word telephone. All my pieces are drying right now. They are almost dried and ready to glue together. I had my telephone and I took a gold marker and I did go around of the clock like for the telephone, the numbers. You meet the middle piece of your telephone, and I think he looks very nice as a telephone. Of course, there are a lot of people who can make them much better than me. I'm really sure of that, but I'm really happy with how this one is turned out, and he is so easy to do. So we are going to glue this one on the back side of our telephone booth. We have here our back side. That's just the longer piece. You have one longer piece and the rest you have, of course, the open sizes like this. You have 3 of this one and of course 1 of this one, and I'm going to look where I want to have my telephone. Of course, I don't want to have it low. I want to have it a little bit higher like this, but we still want to see it. So I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to glue it on the back side of my thing. And I'm taking wood glue because I'm sure that this stays better in place. So I'm just going to go on the back side, just do over it like this, and we are going to glue it together. Oh, and I have to be sure that I have it on the right spot in the middle. And just lay it down and just let it dry. So the roof of, at least the telephone is glued on top of the back side. We are going to lay it apart so we can work with our roof because this needs to dry. I'm going to take the roof and we take 2 pieces like we have here of 40 blocks, 4 pieces of 10, and this is also 4 pieces of 10. What we're going to do, at least we're going to try, we are going to do these blocks on here. I'm going to make a square out of it. Of course, I need to do it different, like this is better, because these are the sides and not the front. So we are going to do this one on here, and I'm going to make a square out of it, and then we're going to glue it on one of these panels. So of course I need to have the panels under it like this. So I'm going to show it to you. This is better than I explained it to you. And you have to do the shorter ones in between, and you do the larger one, the 11 blocks you do on the outsides like this. Of course you can do it also this way if you, but I don't think it's fitting if I am doing it this way. So we will see if this is fitting. It is fitting, but it's not really a nice side because then you're coming too short. So I recommend do them on the inside like this. You just saw me gluing our top of our telephone booth together. You see already. I know people think I am filming it wrong. Of course, I am filming it backwards, the letters, because that's just my telephone. But don't worry, in a moment you will see the right way. So I'm going to let this place this aside, and I'm going to let it dry. Just give it the time to dry at least, and of course also when you're putting it together, take your time for it. That's the only thing I can recommend. Just take your time with the wood glue. Just do some cans on top of here so it can give a lot of pressure. So, and always give it some time. Sometimes we want too fast and then work doesn't go the right way. So just take your time for it. Now we have already the top. What we're going to do, we are going to do the side panels. Of course, we have already this one. This will be the back side. And we have two side panels and one of the front panels like this. And now we're going to try to place them together. So you see already like this, and one on this side. And we are going to do one on this side, of course, on the top, this way. And I'm going to go again, I'm going to place the front and the back side like we did with the top of our telephone booth on the outside, and we're going to place the side panels inside of the, so like this, top on here, and the other one on top of there. So I'm going to glue this again. So I did let it dry for I think a quarter, like 15 minutes. What I did, I'm going to do some on the last panel, that will be the door. Of course, I'm going to do, I hope you can see it, I'm doing some glue also on each side of the last panel we have. And we are going to squeeze it inside the two panels before the side panels like this. So I'm going to do some glue on both sides, and of course I placed the booth a little bit right up. That's the better word. I'm sorry. And I'm going to do the other side with some glue, and then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to easily and very carefully, I'm going to place it inside and then press it again together. It is a little bit of a task, just like I said with the roof. Take your time for it. This looks very fast, but in the real time, I took my time and just placing it in between. So I'm going to go for this side, and I'm going to place this one a little bit open, and I'm going to place it in, and I'm going to squeeze them together again. And I'm going to get some cans against it. You see, I did glue the frame together, and of course it still needs to dry a little moment, but I'm going to try already to place it on our bottom. You see, this is the bottom we made, and with a little corners around it. So this you always can recognize as your bottom. So we're going to turn it over this way, and we are going to try to do some glue on the underside of our telephone booth, and then we're going to place it on top of here. So we will see. I hope I'm not too early to turn it already over, but of course time is running, so and I wanted to show you so much how it will turn out. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside, and then I'm going to take it on top of the bottom. And here you see how our roof is glued together, and I have, of course, on each side the word telephone. And this is the booth itself, and we in the Netherlands call it telephone cell. So it's a little bit different. Of course, we don't have this kind of telephone booth on the streets anymore, because everyone has a mobile telephone nowadays. So you see just a little telephone inside. What we still need to do, we have to give it, you can paint it, of course, if you like the red color, like the most of the English telephone booth are, you can do it red, but of course I'm going for the rustic and old look. So I'm going to use my furniture wax, and I'm going to use some bee wax. I hope you see, in the Netherlands we call it bijenwas. That's the first word you see, bijenwas, and it is just from a simple brand here in the Netherlands. So you can find it anywhere in your stores. So I'm going to do some furniture wax on top of it. And if you want to paint it, just go ahead and paint it. And here you see how our telephone turned out with some wax on it. And I did it a little bit farther away, because he turned out a very big size. So I think he turned out very nicely. I'm so happy with it. I'm going a little bit lower so you can also see the little telephone inside. And I am really happy with the end result. Of course, what I'm going to do, you see already on my table, I have some string lights with some battery operated, and I have a couple of my green picks, a couple with yellow flowers, and some greenery with some white little endings. So I'm going to do some greenery under it, and then in a moment you see finally how he turned out. I'm almost finished decorating my telephone booth on the underside, but what I almost forgot to tell you, that's why I do a little little clip inside, because you see I did my top open so I can decorate it a little bit better, but you can glue it together if you just don't like the decoration under it. Of course, leave it and just glue it together, but I leave it open. So that's what I also wanted to show you. Now we go to the end reveal. And here you see a quick impression of our Tumbling Tile Blocks telephone booth, and I'm so happy how it turned out, especially the little telephone inside, and we made it all from Tumbling Tile Blocks. Of course, give it your own try, give it your own color, give it your own look, because this is just, like I always say, an inspiration. For everyone who is here and did this DIY together with me, I hope, of course, your telephone booth is looking very nice also. And if you're just here for watching, I hope you had a lot of fun watching. And if you like this content and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Do you want to see more DIYs from Tumbling tile blocks? Come on over to the description box. There you find the link for this channel. And of course, our main channel, Deco Easy, I'm doing together with Diane. So enough to see. Come on over. We hope to see you there. Have an amazing day, everyone, and hope to see you next time. Bye.